morning. I'm Marla Ellerman. I'm publisher of Mobile Marketing and Technology Online. We're here today at the Mobile Payment Conference with Jose Diaz with Thales. Thank you so much for joining me.
A pleasure.
Tell us what you do for Thales first.
I focus on payment strategy, so it's all about what's happening in the financial services market, and try to guide what we're trying to do with our product developments to support those initiatives in the marketplace.
Okay, that's great. So you just got done with your keynote address, and when you decided to move forward, you wanted to do security in the blockchain. So let's just go over that, and why don't you give me some highlights of your address?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because everything was about blockchain and the impact that it can have in the marketplace. And the important thing is recognizing the benefit for the back-end systems, for the infrastructure systems. It's not something that a lot of what we heard at the conference is about how we're improving the consumer experience, which is obviously important, how mobile is such an important part of that. But sometimes we forget about some of the back-end things that are actually taking place, like the efforts in real-time payments or the open banking with the PSD2 in Europe. And blockchain is kind of a piece of that. It's helping us improve things in the back end, which will eventually make consumer experiences overall better in being able to transfer funds more securely across countries, or potentially in the future across banks or across parties, and even in the identity space, in order to be able to have more secure identities that we can use in the marketplace for a lot of the transactions.
So, when blockchain first came out, I don't know, we did a training on it a couple years ago. I thought it was like the most secure. I thought that's what was one of the big selling points, that it can't be hacked, it's secure, but clearly everything can be hacked, nothing is secure.
And it's interesting because, as you said, the technology itself gives you the ability to be able to tie transactions together with cryptography, so that the party sending the funds can actually sign those transactions, much like we sign a check and turn it over to somebody else. But the important thing is then, how am I protecting that signature in the cryptocurrency space or in the blockchain space in general? It's about how am I protecting the actual keys and the process for actually utilizing that keys. And I think what we've seen in a lot of the hacks that we learned from in the cryptocurrency space has been about whether they protected those keys or how they protected that process. Because they are moving, in a lot of cases, a lot of funds. And one of the great things about blockchain is that once it takes place, it is done and it is over. It's not that I can get the money back. That transaction has taken place, and unless you can talk to the recipient to send you the funds back, it's done and it's over with. So it is much more important to focus on the security aspects of it. How do I protect the keys? How do I protect the signature process? And for financial services, how do I make that data transparent or protected in such a way that somebody else doesn't see it? And Bitcoin, everybody needs to see everything in order to validate it. When we're using it for some financial services, security and privacy of that data is also important, and that's another aspect that we have to address.
That's great. And today you had some great slides and some great content. So if our attendees want to get that, do they contact you, or you can contact the Mobile Payment Conference, or contact you directly?
Yes, either way. I mean, I'll provide the slides so that you have them available through the conference. And if anybody needs it, then through Thales or my email address, jose.diaz@thaleseSecurity.com, and I'd be happy to provide the slides for you as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jose. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Same here, and great conference again as usual.